Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, your number one source for income-oriented investing, how to generate passive income from a diversified portfolio of high-yield funds. And today we're going to talk about the YieldMAX ETFs and more specifically, how to actually use them in a portfolio. So the YieldMAX ETFs, everyone, very hot right now, very hot topic in my world, the income investing world or the covered call investing world. There's a lot of videos, a lot of content out there, a lot of people asking, how do I use these? What are the actual risks, et cetera, et cetera? How is it possible, these really high yields? So if you're a bit newer to them, I strongly suggest the two YieldMAX videos that I already did. Both of them have Q&As with the actual fund manager, Jay, a very nice guy, very logical and clear-cut guy. And we go over all those conversations. What are the risks, etc.? How do they work, etc., etc.? So I strongly suggest you check out those two videos if you haven't already done so. But in today's video, I'm going to discuss 5 ways that I thought of anyway on how you could actually use these YieldMAX ETFs in your portfolio. So we'll discuss those 5 strategies together. And before we do that, right at the beginning, I do want to talk about a little bit of taxes, especially when it comes to us Canadians. What are the tax implications? Because I'm seeing questions like, which accounts are they best for? The RSP, the TFSA, the cash account? Could I use them in the TFSA? So I'll discuss that a little bit at the beginning. Of course, if you're American, you could skip that part and get right to the part where I discuss the 5 ways you could actually use the YieldMAX ETFs. Let's get started. All right, everyone. So before discussing the 5 ways, I just want to do a quick word or quickly talk about the investing accounts in Canada here. And if you're American, most of my audience is Canadian, 80%. If you're American, just use the YouTube chapters to skip this part and get into the 5 ways. But if you're Canadian, I get the question all the time, should I put them in my RSP, my TFSA? What are the tax consequences? What's the best account to put them in? The answer is there's no really clear-cut answer, but in my personal opinion, I repeat, in my personal opinion, I think the RSP or the Lira is the best place to put them, simply because these are all US listed funds and there is no 15% withholding tax on any of the dividends, right? On any of the distributions, rather. So the RSP, you're completely shielded from that. That's why I typically have all my US holdings in my RSP and RSP accounts. But it doesn't mean you can't put them in the TFSA or the non-registered cash account, right? So let's talk about the TFSA. The TFSA, you do have to pay a 15% withholding tax on the distributions. It's taken automatically. It's nothing you need to declare or anything like that. So you do get a 15% hit on the distributions. But a lot of people have told me, well, look, even with the 15% hit, the yields are so high that it's well worth it, right? And I say, yes, that could be the case. But another consideration when it comes to the TFSA, and also for the RSP, by the way, is you can't use any losses, right? You can't carry forward any losses. So just be careful with that. Not only do you get that 15% knock in the TFSA, not only do you have to convert your Canadian to US dollars as well, because these are US listed funds, but let's say something goes really wrong with one of the ones that you get, especially a single stock one, right? And then you sell it at a loss, you can't do anything with the loss. So just remember that. Yes, it's tax-free. All the income is tax-free, besides that 15% withholding tax in the TFSA, but you can't do anything with the losses. So just be careful. Remember that. When it comes to the non-registered or cash account, there is also that 15% withholding tax, but you do get to carry forward losses in case something goes wrong. So that's a big advantage. Now, you might also be asking, what are the distributions going to be taxed as? Well, most probably the majority, in my opinion, is going to be that it's going to be taxed as foreign income, right? So this is covered call income that's being generated in the US, not in Canada. So most likely when it translates, when you get your T3, most of it is going to be shown as foreign income, except I think there could be a lot of return of capital or ROC as well, and that will also show up. So my opinion here, I think it's going to be a combination, depending on how the ETF did that year. The worse it did, most probably, the more losses it has or the more it went down, most probably is there going to be a lot more ROC, right, in those. But I think the majority is going to be foreign income, which is not taxed very well in Canada. So I would say that's the comments I would make in terms of which account you could have these. There's no right or wrong answer again, but you just remember all the consequences of having them in the 3. My opinion, this is where I'm putting mine, in the RSP, because not having that 15% withholding tax is a big advantage from the get-go. Now let's talk about the 5 methods on how you could actually use these ETFs in your portfolio. All right, everyone, it's time to talk about the 5 ways I thought of or I came up with to how to use these YieldMAX ETFs in your portfolio. So the first method or first way you could use them is to it's a simple way to invest in stocks that you like or companies that you believe in, but you want income. You're an income investor and maybe you're a little bit pessimistic of the stock, right? So of course, a lot of these stocks like Coinbase and Tesla, Cathie Wood's ARK ETF, they don't provide dividends, right? So this is a way to invest in stocks or ETFs that you like that don't give a dividend. You know, there's Apple, Microsoft, they give a very small dividend. Facebook, Google, Amazon, they don't. So it's a way to invest in companies that you like. Maybe you're a little bit more pessimistic about them. That's number one. Or number two, you don't really want to invest in them because they don't provide income. Well, this is a way to do that. So very simple, guys, to invest in companies that you like and you're an income focused investor, or maybe you're a little bit pessimistic of the underlying. Method number two, or way number two, is just to allocate a small percentage of your portfolio to these in order to boost the overall yield of your portfolio. So whether it's 5% allocation, 10% allocation, 15% allocation, some people, especially dividend growth investors or more conservative investors, you know, maybe they have 6-7% yield overall. Just adding a 10, 15, or 20% allocation to some of these YieldMAX ETFs, you could get your yield up by a couple of percentage points very, very easily. So that's way number two. You could use them. A small percentage, a secondary position, right? Secondary slice of your portfolio just to boost the overall yield of your portfolio. Method number three, or strategies number three, is what I call the feeder strategy. So this is where you're buying 1, 2, or whichever, how many YieldMAX ETFs you want to get, but you're taking all that income, you're using those high yields and big monthly distributions to invest in something else. So you're using it to feed something else, whether it's an S&P 500 ETF, a dividend growth ETF, it doesn't really matter. It's feeding something that's a little bit more classic, a little bit more conservative. So I know a lot of people are doing this. They're investing in the Tesla one because it's very, very high yield, but they're taking all the income and they're just investing it in another fund. They're feeding another fund, whichever that may be. So that's another way you could use these. Of course, the percentage, which ones you get is entirely up to you, but you're essentially taking that income and you're feeding something else, feeder strategy. Strategy number 4 is to simply hold in conjunction as a hedge against the underlying, right? So let's say you have a Tesla stock, an Amazon stock, Apple, Microsoft stock. You kind of want a little defense or a little hedge against those stocks because they provide not much income, if at all. You could actually hold a Tesla with the YieldMAX Tesla, right? Because adding covered calls to something lowers your volatility and really protects you when the stock goes down, because that income provides you that cushion or that safety net. So holding them in conjunction to its underlying, right? If you own Amazon stock, you get the Amazon YieldMAX. If you have Google stock, you really like it and believe in it, but you kind of want to hedge it, you want a little safety or backup, you get the corresponding YieldMAX ETF for stocks that you like to really lower your risk a little bit. Because if things go down or if that stock goes down, both are going to go down, right? Amazon is going to go down and the Amazon YieldMAX is going to go down, but the Amazon YieldMAX is going to give you nice monthly income, softening the blow or giving you that cushion, right? Fifth strategy, or the fifth way you could use them, is, I wouldn't say go all in on them, but really to build a portfolio of YieldMAX ETFs and keep dollar cost averaging, keep investing in them regularly, either via the drip or manually dripping, to really grow your unit counts over time and keep building that compound interest and income stream. So this is the one for where, you know, you really believe in these ETFs, you're really an income investor, you believe in this strategy, you like what Zega is doing, you like Jay, everything is driving well with you while you're kind of, you know, getting them. And again, which ones you get, which ones you don't get, and the percentage is up to you, but you're just going to keep reinvesting and grow your unit count and grow your income stream every single month. So you're kind of more optimistic, and you really, you know, this fifth strategy is really that you really like these YieldMAX ETFs and you're kind of going all in on them. It's not a bad idea. It's almost as if like you're kind of building your own all-in-one YieldMAX ETF, right? Let's say if you have Apple, Microsoft, the Coinbase one, the Tesla one, let's say you have all of them, and either you could just drip them all or you can manually drip. So every month when all that YieldMAX income comes in, you could allocate that money to whichever ones you want. Maybe some are more down than others. You could put it there to dollar cost average. And with time, you're dollar cost averaging and really building those unit counts over time. So those are the 5 strategies, ways to use the YieldMAX ETFs that I came up with. Which one do you think I'm going to be using? That's coming up in an upcoming video, I think you'll be very surprised on what I'm going to be doing and how I'm personally going to be using these YieldMAX ETFs. Of course, if you're a PII Inner Circle member, you pretty much know already, right? Don't forget to join the PII Inner Circle membership. It's only $3 a month Canadian and like $1.50 US. And I'm going to be covering and tracking these YieldMAX ETFs very, very closely. So if you're an American watcher, I strongly suggest to be part of the Inner Circle, or at the very least, be subscribed to my channel. So I hope this video was informative for you. These are the 5 strategies I came up with. Did I miss anything? Let me know. Did I miss a strategy? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Hey, don't go yet. A few reminders before you leave. Did you know that I launched a YouTube loyalty membership program where for only $3 a month, you could become a PII Inner Circle member, where you will gain access to exclusive content, exclusive videos and live streams, as well as other perks and benefits, including a really cool weekly opportunity report. That's right. If you're interested, just click on the little join button next to the subscribe button to see what it's all about. Also, make sure to follow me on Blossom and download Blossom. It's a social investing app, which is really cool. You could share your portfolio, follow other people's portfolios, including my own. My username is Adrian_PII. So download it with the referral link below. Not only is it free, but you could actually earn cash by taking these really small, quick 1-minute courses. Really awesome. It's a no-brainer. Also, make sure to visit our website, passiveincomeinvesting.ca. That's where you could book a one-on-one private coaching session with yours truly, with myself, where you could ask me all the questions you want. All the information and booking information is on the website. Make sure to check out that video on the homepage there to see how to book a one-on-one properly. Also on my website, you could purchase my digital product, which I'm very proud of, the ultimate DIY investing package. This is a reference tool or a companion tool that will help you build your own portfolio. So it has lists of funds, it has sample portfolios, and it covers both the Canadian and US stock markets. And the good news is you'll only ever have to buy it once, because it comes with free lifetime updates. And my plan is really to update the version every single year. So make sure to pick it up. Also, I have Questrade and PASSIV referral links below. So Questrade is the broker that I personally use, and PASSIV is the broker companion tool or assistant that I use. Really cool program, really cool software. So I have referral links for both of those. Questrade, $50 of free trades, and PASSIV, I have half off for the elite membership. If you're interested in the elite membership, and even if you want to start out with the free membership and upgrade to the elite afterwards, use my referral code so you could still get that 50% off. And don't forget that the elite membership of PASSIV is 100% free if you use Questrade. For social media, we have a very successful and big Facebook group, private Facebook group with over 14,000 members, where we all try to help each other out. So make sure to join that group. Information is below. We also have Instagram, where you could follow us, or more personal stuff when it comes to our life here in Panama. And there's LinkedIn as well. So as usual, everyone, how do I leave you? Continue to stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay passive. See you next time.